Thank you. I appreciate the that introduction and just helping out with everything in this virtual world we've been living in for almost a year. Can you believe it? But anyway, my name is Samuel Hawkins, or Snacks. That's my nickname. A lot of people know me by that. But yeah, I'm gonna read you or recite you some poetry and also read you some poems from some of the books that I've written that you can grab if you enjoy what you hear. We'll leave the link to my website in the chat, a link to all my books you can purchase. But anyway, yeah, let's get it started. This first poem is called "No Fear," and in the state of America currently, and really perpetually since the inception of this nation. This is a poem about yeah, the pitfalls of being Black in America. My personal story with that. But anyway, this comes from I hope it's not backwards. But anyway, it's called "The Greatest Story Ever Sold." It's my second book, and this poem, "No Fear," is in that book. But yeah, it all started with a phrase that never felt right. We'll get it right. It all started with this phrase that never felt right. Yeah, we'll get it right. It all started with this phrase that never felt right. So, shall I get it right? A friend, as innocent as ever, said to me, "You know what, Snacks? I don't see you as Black. Look at the way you act and the way you speak. No Ebonics while selling burnt DVDs, and you ain't living off EBT cards like welfare meets stigma, like I mean enigma. You know, Black but not really Black. Oh, you're the whitest Black guy I ever seen. Not aggressive or threatening at all. Come here, look at him, honey. So articulate. I'm sick of it. Twisting my identity up like licorice. I just want to be free and fly like Icarus. But the closer I get to the sun, I'm burned down by expectations I gotta overcome. Like being Black is dumb. Like being Black is a curse. Like being Black means you're guilty, but never innocent first. Never first. Only second. Second class citizen. I just want to break out of all of these boxes and live again. But honestly, it didn't start like this with all of the anger. It started with love and accepting who I was and turning the volume down on these clowns that would call me white. You know what? I wish I could turn that perception up. When I looked in my rear view and saw the police cruiser's headlights, the officer asked me to exit the vehicle, and I complied and still live through this. And that is why I wrote this. In fact, truth be told, I wrote this poem while vibing to a record composed by Kendrick Lamar. He told me that being Black was beautiful and I should shine like a star. And he said, get your paper, even though the system wants to see you right behind bars. He told me, tell these Black boys fly like Doc and Marty's car. It'll hardly start because what you thought was trash from your past will put fuel in your DeLorean and give you enough force to move forward like you've been sipping on metachlorians, fist in the air where everybody on the dark side for the story ends. But it doesn't matter if your skin is purple or porcelain because we are all orphans of sin. It's not always about your orchards or where you begin, but where you end. This is ambition. Listen, before I finish, I'm going to take it back to the future like a tortoise and set the bar higher than where the stars live. Because I'm a writer for hire, exposing liars, putting fire on these bars. Somebody should have told them, man. I'm an arsonist. This poem is a lighter, and you are the fire. You are the fire, shedding light on issues we often miss because there was a lot of bloodshed in the street last year and the year before that and the year before that and the year, but I'll stay an optimist. No handguns, 6 shots fired, dead Black body, buildings burning, riots run, that indictment right up the road in St. Louis. Yeah, it was obvious, but we can either kiss the ring or clench our fists and money could buy us freedom. Shit, welfare will never exist because they're still gunning us down in the street like we never exist. But this isn't some guilt tactic or pulling a race card. No. This is a grandmother's pain. You think she's looking for vengeance? She's looking for love to refuel her heart's engines, holding the history of the infinite lynchings in our history. So this is for the unmarked graves and the unset names and the unlocked chains wrapped around our brains, keeping us thinking the same. You think they saying Black Lives Matter for no reason? Huh? We've been singing that hymn on our heart since Emmett Till stopped breathing. That's why we in the streets screaming, just let me pee, just let me free, just let me reach, just let me eat, just let me walk down my home street. But they still chase chalk around my peeps saying, take these chains up off my feet and let me see my Blackness as I define it, as I define it. You think you would stand with Dr. King or Malcolm X if time was a tape recorder and you could rewind it? Doing the right thing the moment you're supposed to do it isn't easy. Check MLK's approval rating while he was alive, doing the right thing at the right time. It's not easy, but it isn't supposed to be. So make sure you pay attention who's standing back and standing by in your corner. Because doing the right thing at the right moment isn't easy, but it isn't supposed to be. But as for me, yeah, me, I'm just gonna be on supposed to be. Quiet, articulate, and not always angry. And for me, yeah, for me, that means black. Yeah, that's a way to start it off. That's a heavy way to start it off. Damn. Yeah, it's gonna be that kind of night. But I'm gonna balance it out. We do need to talk about those type of issues though. And also for everyone just to tell their story, period. I did a workshop last night, and during my workshops I always encourage people to tell their story. I think art is a direct, the most direct form of communication, and I think we can be more connected to one another and understand and empathize using art as a vehicle to communicate. Yeah, I'm gonna read poems. This is from my third book called Every Day. I know that light is like the sun really on this book. It's called Every Day, and this is a poem I wrote to my wife. All the poems in the book are about her or us, I guess you would say. I'm important too, but I'm gonna read a poem. Actually, I'm gonna read two poems real quick within the book. First one's called Between the Lines. I like how you call the video game room the yoga room. Words mean something, meant more when they're intended to mean nothing. I love you between the syllables like an apostrophe. I love you is a contraction. There are infinite acts displaying this fact. My love for you is a long list. One, I'll call the yoga room the yoga room. And the second one is actually called a long list because I like to be meta like that. One, I hold you like an infinite breath can hold the notes. Two, I keep the notes. Three, I listen. You probably could write this list better. I can be too humble. I love you outside the margins. I love you when social media is hibernating. My support isn't a scripted pose. I won't give you counterfeit affection. I love posing with you. I'm not afraid to grow with you, not afraid to publish these words. Your affection is my favorite song, free. I like clean and open spaces. I do dishes. Compromise is my first name. I'll green mile your foes to ghosts. Uncompromising is my last name. I'm not hiding bodies in my DMs. I didn't buy you a shovel, gave you a key. You know the code to set my phone free. Yeah. No infidelity in our relationship. Let's get back to it again. I'm gonna recite another poem, and this one's called Ode to the Sun. And this is about, not only letting your light shine, but shining a light on the dark spaces that people are trying to keep dark for some reason. Don't have this one in the book yet, but working on it. Forever youthful dandelion, rising to set your waltz on our oceans. Can I have this dance? God bless your holy rays, they arrange like violin strings. So go ahead and plant your song on a full moon like a last kiss. So when night arrives, like a promise we never intended to keep, we'll know that you're waiting at an altar in the sky for our gaze to kiss you soft and hold you close like lovers holding hands. You're a golden wedding band, the promise that always returns, dragging morning behind you like train carts. Those train tracks lead toward tomorrow, and I hope will follow. Man, I'm praying that will follow. Because a lot of us, like my grandmother said, a lot of us are in a hurry headed in the wrong direction. So gently guide us back. Yeah, teach us how to shine again. This world needs light to make these roaches scatter. Be the lamp that built darkness a coffin. Be the sun that never forgets to shine. The sun never sets. We just turn our backs on light. Don't turn your back on the fight when things get hard. Go harder. Yes, go harder. Your life is the book. Let the bravery in your bones be the author. Be the knee on the back of our star-spangled banner. Make the song spill its guts like a disemboweled witness with everything to lose. Twist this neck like a filthy sponge until dead slaves spill out. I want to see, yes, I want to see America's horrors with no CG on the budget. So before you put your hand over your heart like you love it, be the light that scatters the lyrics of the third verse of our national anthem. Dock your prejudice on the shore of brotherhood. Anchor your kneecaps until they kiss the roots of my family tree. And let's not forget the branch holding the rape that painted my skin tone honey chocolate. Before you speak with absolute certainty, I think you need to check your optics, because we both see a flag waving. And you may see your ancestors' heritage. Well, I see my ancestors' bondage. You may want to see a statue of Robert E. Lee or Lloyd Tillman. Well, I want to see a statue of Maya Angelou and Ruby Bridges. You may hear the whistle of Dixie and other Confederate classics. Well, I hear the dead speak from shallow graves. They ain't even get a casket. It's America's true colors. Why mask it? The same flame used to ignite your fireworks and celebrate the 4th of July contained the same flame that left my ancestors in ashes. Ooh. So you may hear the boom to celebrate your independence. But I hear the gentle whisper of my grandmother's testimony told on a South Carolina college campus. She went there to teach, but some of their minds had already been made up, like 3 a.m. Army bed sheets. Some of the not so neat folks, while they wore those white sheets like ghosts. Now the blokes, while they sport khakis and a tiki torch, it's the same hate draped in a different uniform. The story my grandmother shared with me made the hallelujah in my chest curl into a fist just to hear my grandmother say, we must be open like an amen if we are ever to hold hands with the ones that held us down. She said, we must be open like 3 a.m. textbooks during finals week. The study break for racism in America 101 is over, and I hope we pass this time. I'm praying we learn something and we actually pass this time. How many times have we failed? Because all of our hearts, all of them, bear a dark road. And any stories that haven't been told are photos that haven't been developed yet. It's time for some exposure. Thank God we all came from the sun. Thank y'all for listening. I hope you're having a good time like I am. I'm gonna read another poem from Every Day and keep the balance. Love poems. Everybody love a good love poem. This is called Spa Day. We meditated together today. We make one hell of a compound sentence. Our home is an exclamation point. You keep me sharp like Excalibur's point. My skin has tumbleweeds rolling lonely poems through my pores. Oils on oils you love to anoint. My skin, God bless me, rub it in until I glow like a secret that got the promotion to be a testimony. Who sits on the floor nude? We have interesting stories to share. People will ask, what do you do in your downtime? Our truth is a bridge over the river of small talk. I'll never forget the day you pampered my granny. I think words before a meal. I think car crashes going 80 and the airbags kept your breath in check. I'm thankful. I am thankful, truly. It really brought me back, being able to read that. Yeah, thank y'all for listening so far. The time is flying. That always happens. Oh man, I'm gonna keep it going. This next poem is it's called My Favorite. This is as every poem is for everybody, but this is for anyone that has self-doubt or anything like that. Anybody has self-doubt, I hope this encourages you because I wrote it to myself. So I spilled a cup of coffee on my favorite author's book of poetry this morning, Lord of the Butterflies. Now that really got the pages pumping. Accidents happen, not that it needed it, because when my eyes touch her words, my pulse surges like a breaker box that ate lightning for lunch. Oh yeah, she's electrifying. Outstanding. And I would expect nothing less, but I always know there's room to grow. If she can confess that her best poems haven't been written yet, man, my best life is still a blueprint. But I want those blueprints to live in the past like newsprints. A good friend asked me, what happens when our dreams become memories? If it matters to us, we'll give it our energy. Same goes for people. If they matter to us, we'll give them our energy. Well, how much do you matter to yourself? And can a friend be a friend if they always shrink the light others see in you? We should treat people how we want to be treated, but how are you treating yourself now? How do you speak to yourself? Falling into the breadbasket of your faith, only one person can stop you from being great. And it has everything to do with it has everything to do with the person that controls the choices you make. Now, who controls the choices you make? Huh? Your mama, your daddy, your brother, your sister, your culture, the way you were brought up, perhaps the genes you inherited. What controls the choices you make? And do you judge others as harshly as you judge yourself? And if you do, you're mean. And I hope your dreams die slow via waterboarding gone wrong in a jacuzzi full of dog piss. Okay, that's just my Sam side, my father side coming out when I write. I would try to keep the thoughts holy like the pulpit. I'm just here to tell you, don't shoot yourself down like your thoughts are a full clip loaded with reasons not to live. Do not sell yourself short. Like God gave you permission to haggle down the price of your existence. Whether your mother had to be split open like a melon or pushed repeatedly, you got here through persistence. Walk into your purpose on purpose. All of our lives have a finite distance, and we'll go the distance, whether you like it or not. So why not see your goals go the distance and do not lean on your own understanding and lead yourself astray? It doesn't serve yourself to self-serve. Are you giving yourself the positive energy you deserve, or simply satisfying a temptation when your body has an urge? This poem, yes, this poem is a finger in the back of my throat to purge any negative words that curve my dreams of being a better human being. This isn't about being seen, because everybody want to be in a spotlight until it's time to truly observe and be exposed. This is dedicated to those that got so low they had to scale Mount Everest 3 times just to reach their ground zeros. Sometimes you have to be your own hero when no one else can be found. Sometimes you have to be the light when darkness is all around, because poets have come to me and have confessed that I am their favorite poet. And what do I do? I immediately shrink my existence until it can fit on the tip of my pen, so I can write myself off thinking, let me introduce you to good poetry. Then come to me with your compliments to rest on my altars of self-doubt and uncertainty. Am I being my biggest ally or my worst enemy? Because what what if the sun was shy? What if the sun was afraid to let it all hang out? What if the sun used this light to search this galaxy for brighter lights instead of just shining? How many times? How many times have you dimmed the bulbs in your halo so the devil could shoplift the holy God stocked in your soul? Don't shrink your existence because small minds won't buy it. Maybe it's time you align yourself with other stars that would like to shine like Orion. So accept the invitation. Accept the invitation. Check your inbox, check your notification, check your prayer box. Accept the invitation to love yourself, because God has been writing you a letter before your first exhale. Accept the greatness God grafted to your future. Accept the mistakes we need to leave in the past, and accept the expectations God tattooed to the back of your behind like a birthmark. Because all of us, yes, all of us, have a light we can shine to help someone else escape from the dark. Yeah, so if you have any self-doubts, just recite that to yourself. But yeah, really take those words, and yeah, don't be afraid to take time to yourself, work on yourself. And I know everything you need is within you. Just like my father says, apply yourself. He is right. And now I'm about to apply another love poem. I like this balance. This next one is called Never Gets Old. It's a very, very short one. Thank you for retwisting my hair, but we both know you just like looking at beautiful things. So thanks, sweetie, for always retwisting my hair. It's been a little bit, but hey, still look good. All right, I'm gonna read another one, another love poem from every day. By the way, yeah, I actually proposed and gave this book. This one's called How Do I Love You? How do I love you? Like a sandbox, curious and innocent, eager to build and create. I'm willing to blend and collab with you. How do I love you? Like Nashville skyline on the I-24's horizon. I know it's approaching, but I still marvel. You are more than look past and go. I need to stay for a day. Stay for a day. Stay for a week. Stay for a month. Stay for a year. Stay. How do I love you? like Rick and Morty across dimensions, like brushing my teeth, vital, with no theatrics. I want you in my mouth daily. My internal critic is screaming context, but I could care less. How do I love you? Like my granny loved talking and not loved. My granny loved talking. From from the heart, it was pure. Her watch was stuck on heart to heart. She always had the time. Page holds this poem. Let your soul absorb these words. Then you'll know how I love you. I like that one. Like my granny loved talking. True line. This next poem, this one's called America the Beautiful. This is America with 3 Ks in it, because we know the foundation we're built upon, but we can be better. We can do better. Love will enlighten. Listen, this American dream is a birthday party with a Ku Klux theme, and everybody wasn't invited. The guest list, political policies, we need to rewrite it. Maybe then no riots. Maybe then the aching hearts were quiet. Maybe then we could stand together again under a new anthem, flying united. But right now, it feels like we're in a plane with no pilot. In the streets, it's going down. But like that same plane filled with textbooks, I'm here to drop you some knowledge. Hope you hear me, hand over my heart, flag waving. Should I pledge allegiance or take a knee and file a grievance? Is it justice for all or justice for all who fall under a certain category? The justice system is quite fair if you have the money, strangled to death on a New York City corner for selling loose cigarettes. And who you think they indicted, huh? The cameraman, like, Sway, I ain't got the answers, man, but for real, it feels like I'm in a dog park taking canine gender surveys. Ain't that the whip that cracked the back of our ancestors? I wrote this because my soul was restless. God bless the families affected. They paint your passing loved ones as thugs and drug addicts. Decency has been neglected. What a way to be disrespected. I've been infected. I found myself crying. And if I recall correctly, it's not my family members that are dying, but it feels like it is. I mean, true story. I started this poem years ago. It's been a decade, probably, almost. For Trayvon Martin, scrapped it. My brain said it was bandwagon source material. But how many isolated incidents until we call coincidence consistency? The plot thickens like Magic City employees. Please help me understand why Sandra Bland never got a chance to take the stand. What was Tamir Rice guilty of in the first place? What? Looking suspicious? Does that deserve a death sentence? We should stop and take a moment and ask Emmett Till how he feels. And I know some of you are tired of hearing these names in poems. Well, I am tired of Black fathers not making it home. Whether it's after work or after class, we're left with bullet holes, blood stains, and a body bag in the aftermath. And I ain't talking about Dr. Dre's rap label, Welcome to America, where a broken down car can be fatal. I mean, how many Black bodies have to pile up until enough is enough? And we know Chicago has had it rough, but if Jerome kills Jamal, he's prosecuted to the full extent of the law. But if Officer Paul guns down Jerome, he just becomes another name in a poem. Shh. Can we hear the white silence in the violence? Our critics are beginning to sound like crickets, quick to critique and teach us how to protest, but Kate Upton ain't got nothing to say. When an unarmed Black man takes one to the chest, I guess the national anthem was playing too loud to hear the sound of our souls cracking like burning buildings. Our throats are fire escapes, screaming water, but they tell us to hold our ladders because all houses matter, even though ours is on fire. I guess we'll just have to wait until we're ashes just to watch Justin Timberlake gentrify our soul. I wonder if he worries about being filled up with holes. It's hard to stand for an anthem when you're being shot down, blood blooming like suicide roses on the ground. When we bleed, yeah, we bleed together. That's solidarity. Apparently, there isn't enough empathy in this world to go around. And I know this isn't my story, not my narrative, but to speak up for those that can no longer speak for themselves, to feel their pain and those solutions. We must first acknowledge that there is a problem. There is. Yeah, we are definitely not saying Black Lives Matter for no reason. We've been singing that hymn on our hearts since Emmett Till stopped breathing. It's been too long. I'm gonna read another love poem. This one is called I Couldn't Wait. Yeah, this one's called I Couldn't Wait. I told you about these poems today. If my heart was a safe, I'd sell you the combination for the recipe to bake. your truths until they bloomed like a bouquet, ripe from my sweet tooth to my tongue will touch its Tesla. I'm not here to gas you up. It's just you love me electric. You hold me like jumper cables. I'm charged up like disagreeing rims. Granny Jones looked at you like you said you're hijacking full moons to hang above her loneliest midnights when she discovered I'm allowing you to visit LA, then Vegas with your best friend. Your granny soaks the light you shine with no sunscreen. You are her best dream. Our relationship is a cocktail of faith shaken and not stirred with trust. We've been on the rocks like geologists, but we're more Walt Whitman than Allan Poe. Most days my eyes feel like telescopes the way you Rembrandt my stars above the hillsides in my eyes. I want to hold your name between my teeth and suck the sweet until my throat writes a best-selling baking book. We'll be rich. God bless the way you twist my windpipe like a dish rag until the truth rings from my lips and drips like a stubborn faucet. God bless the prayers you spoke to provoke the skeletons the stage left from the closet. When I withdraw from life, you make deposits. Our relationship is a bank statement. This is a return on your investment. Yeah, like I said, the love poems I'm reading are from every day. I forgot to mention the poems that are in these other books. But anyway, let me go to the next poem. This is called What to Write About, in case you don't know. I have a lot of content to write about, but it's content I don't want to write about. When people have problems, I say, well, don't be all American about it and white it out. Be an author about it and write it out. Because your life, yes, your life is a cookbook. And every struggle you share is a recipe the rest of us need to receive before you rest in peace. So untie your laces, trip, fall, spill the beans, do not leave out a single ingredient, including every speck of salt tossed at your name from ignorant lips oblivious to your pains. Twisting your traumas, sprinkled in your abuse, and the dark night's devil's gripped your windpipe like a noose on ice. So many nights, yeah, man, long nights. I stared at my reflection like it was a coffin staring back at me, and I thought my life was like currency in a dead country. Worthless. Thank God I wasn't right. Thank God my dark was always heavier than my light. See, God wants us to expose our lows so others can type. Your legacy will be that person's wishing star. But so many nights I had to share. Because if I had to shed some light right now and be honest, I might not be here right now. So when suicidal thoughts flood your mind, ask God to give a damn and he'll build one. Because these words, yes, these words are sandbags. When your levees loosen like baby teeth and that release can be like therapy. But lately, I've been afraid to take my own advice. It's like God already gave me the blueprints for the sun, but I'm afraid to shine my own light. Let me hear. Maybe it was faith. Faith that even if I wrote my mistakes on a typewriter, I would know that I would know that every page is a new day, and every day is a letter to God addressed to the front doors of our hearts. And if we want to change something in this world, we all know where we got to start. It was faith, faith that tomorrow would rise like trembling wings, wincing through winds that could bend a buffalo's backbone like origami. So even if our paper hearts fold under pressure, at least we'll bloom something beautiful. Yes. Through your struggle, you are beautiful. Been homeless, you're still beautiful. Did a thief crack your pearly gates and crack the stained glass windows in your cathedral halls? You are still beautiful. So share your story. Yes, write the ingredients that made you who you are. Because like I said, when you die, and like death thunder, your bones lose their charge. Your life, your legacy will be someone's wishing star. So yeah, share your story. I'm gonna keep things going with, you guessed it, another love poem from Every Day. All right, yeah, this one's called Bring Me Home. Bring me peace. Bring me joy. Bring me fearful Monty in God's glass house. Bring me love, love. Bring me honey, honey. Bring me warm tea sips that tickle my throat. Bring me still. Bring me your heart. Bring me your pulse trembling like my speech before I let my breath release and speak a poem. Bring me the truth with your canine teeth. Bring me your best sealed in Tupperware. Bring me your worst center stage, dressed in a sling, shot to knock back any hubris thoughts. Bring me sweat when comfort's roots soak up my satisfied. Bring me to my knees. Bring my hands together. Bring your lips to mine like a full moon searching for the dark side. Bring me whole. Bring me the stars blooming on the purple tapestry of the night like steel and flint getting frisky, baby. Bring me letters when your eyes are closed. Bring me mango mantras sweet from your lips. I am happy and free. Yeah, let's keep it going. I'm actually gonna read some more posts. Thank you for everybody tuning in and listening. I've been having a good time. I hope you have too. I'm glad we all stay in and stay safe and still have a good time and connect in this way. I miss your beautiful faces. I can't see you, but what you look like has nothing to do with you being beautiful. You're all beautiful people. I know it, and I appreciate you connecting with me and listening to me. I couldn't do this without people listening. Yeah, this one's called Innocuous. Encourage people telling their story. This is a poem about being Black in a store. My brother and I, we talked on the phone for about 45 minutes about this and could have kept going, but he has kids, so he had to go tend to that. Have you ever been accused of something you didn't do? I can feel their eyes patting my pockets when I enter. I'm greeted with a smile. The wrinkles round her lips spelled, I know you're up to something. I can feel the weight of my skin, each pore an anchor on a slave ship. The merchandise is nothing I like, an awkward dance. I wish I can unlearn the steps. My memory is too good for its own good. I checked my pockets 67 times to make sure the story I heard about me wasn't true. Each step toward the exit I hear. Police pursuit updates matching my description. He's in a stolen golden XG350 Hyundai. I hope these alarms don't go off. My innocence gets the governor's call before it finishes the Green Mile. No alarms except the ones going off in my head. If I see a cop, I assume he's looking for a reason to cite me. So I tread lightly because people that look like me have been manhandled, and I don't want no drama like Fiddler on the Roof was canceled. Where did this come from? Where paranoia is normal? My skin has 1,000,001 matadors asking for America's BS. Before it sparks up, I snuff out the imaginary flame. I don't want the smoke. I'd rather be blessed than be next and see death. I want to feel safe in my own skin. I don't want to have to announce my actions clearly and slowly to a convenience store clerk to make them feel comfortable. Just going to the bathroom, dude, not stealing your stuff. I want my skin to have 1,000,001 Bibles asking for America's hand. So I can ask, have you ever been accused of something you didn't do? Be in the store like, oh man, I got all this, I got money. You be holding up your wallet. I'm gonna pay for something. It comes from somewhere. I tell you what, my aunt, she damn, I'm getting old. I'm over. I tell you what. Anyway, my aunt from my grandmother's house, I walked to the store. Yeah, we all walked to the store. I forgot who came. Anyway, I got a fudge round, a little Debbie cake. I got a fudge round, and she was looking at me up and down. I was like, what are you looking for? And she said, "Where's your receipt?" And I was like, "I didn't get one." And she looked at me like I did steal it. She was like, "No, always get a receipt. Always, always, always get a receipt." And no, she's speaking the truth. And even in that same area, talked too long on it, but yeah, my dad at a gas station in that area was accused of using a counterfeit bill. Knew then. I was glad the cop was cool and was like, "We'll see." And it turns out the bill wasn't counterfeit. It's like, God. But anyway, I'm I'm gonna do one more poem because, and this poem is called "Same Outcome." Not get the same outcome from the election, but Paducah is a crazy place. I see America great again. I see a king's crown cracked like nuke codes on a Memphis balcony. I see Black mothers screaming the hue of agony, but the volume is turned to Southern pride and apathy. I see police pistols popping like my granddad's joints. Boy, we tired. Been marching since before the moon was born. Those were dark nights. I'm careful not to race bait. Trayvon didn't know it was open season, and I fear for my life is still a very valid reason. I see an open casket, body bloated like he shook the hornet's nest. Mother can still feel the sting. Your truth matters. I wish Black lives had that luxury. States' rights flying first class. Black lives got stuck in coach. I see truth in one of Chappelle's jokes. Clayton Bixby was a product of his environment. What is Paducah producing? I see Uncle Ruckus causing a ruckus. All flags matter. Why fuss over a flag? Why chain James Byrd Jr. to the back of a pickup truck and drag his body 3 miles until his right arm gets cut off like sirens to a false alarm, retrieved by forensics, placed in a plastic bag? The visual is horrendous, I know, but we don't have the luxury to look away while we're standing in solidarity. Most Americans live by Paul Mooney's mantra. Everybody want to be a Negro, but nobody wants to be a Negro. Shut up and play, boy. Shut up and run, boy. Shut up and dribble, boy. Shut up and entertain your masters. I mean, entertain the masses. Can we take off the makeup that has masked us? True colors like the filters malfunction. You can't Photoshop empathy into crooked picture frames. Can't crop out trust by blacking out its face. I see a symbol of hate. Not here to debate. The percussion of your discussion skips a beat when you speak, and I can't rock with you. Bates 100 years from now. So yeah, it's not easy doing the right thing the moment you're supposed to do it. But yeah, you are the light. I hope these poems were the lighter or the flint and the steel getting frisky so you can let your light shine and get ignited and love yourself. I'm trying to tie all the poems together. And also, love people in your life. But yeah, thanks for everybody coming. It's been a beautiful time. I hope you didn't have too many lags and whatnot. I'm gonna do another poem. Yep, name of this poem's called Hallelujah. It was a Sunday evening across the table from my grandmother. This is what she said to me. She says, son, learning to fly is leaping off cliffs, and learning to love is learning to lose. Loved ones will miss. The emptiness will leave the implication that something was there. No, something is there. Sometimes showing strength means breaking down and kissing the floor. You don't have to hold on anymore because God never let go. I have good news and I have bad news. I'll share the good news first. The good news, God doesn't pick favorites, so just obey. But the bad news, God doesn't pick favorites, son, so you better just obey. But we all stray. But that was 8,765.81 hours ago. That's a year, by the way. God gave you today. When you have nothing, you'll find everything. So haven't bound your eyes to the worries of others, and don't undercover your mistakes, or they'll echo off your fake and crumble your faith like the confidence of cowards, heckling the fears of the courageous. You can't have courage until you admit you're afraid. So be afraid. Yeah, be very afraid, but eye to eye with your fear most. And allow the Lord's lips to kiss the coast of your island of secrets, stranded nevermore. Leave your comfortables on the shore. Take your feet into uncharted waters. No need to twist the knobs of tomorrow because God leaves open doors. So if you find yourself on the cliff of a gust to never die like unbroken wedding vows, this poem's for you. I'll tell you what. How about we give our faith to the maestro that conducts these winds? Just lift your hands and pray. Sing silver hallelujahs. Your prayers are music to God's ears. Hallelujah. Have you checked your anatomy lately, huh? There are bells in that throat. There's a cathedral in that chest. Before you start to say, I guess now, the Lord can never learn to love you less. There was never need for extravagance or to impress or to coddle the comments sent by cool people whose commentary you should actually detest. Yes, you are a living, breathing, walking, rolling, even when midnight has kidnapped and convinced your stars to burn out like faithless candles. Eternities from now, your daughters will witness the glory of your testimony. So tell the story of your holy matrimony to the cross and see, I don't write like this because I'm righteous. I write like this because I've been lost and I'm searching. But in the darkness, see, I am searching for empathy within the heartless, and I know it exists because when I gaze deep into the mirror, I see a man, just a broken man, not meant for lashes. So sing a prayer for me tonight, and I'll definitely sing one for you. And let's give praise. No, let's give praise. No, let's give praise. Like the heavens are hungry for hallelujahs to hang on stars you used to wish on. Amen. Amen and good night. That's a good way to end it. I think that's a better way to end it, actually. So.